same vein as like all my Project Pan stuff with my Lippies of the Week and those sort of things, and like the bi-monthly empties or however often I do them. I decided this will be the first year I do a plan to pan list for the coming year, and since it'll be 2023, I figured I'd pick 23 items as my focus items. Made a checklist here for myself of things that I am planning to attempt to try to pan all the way down in the coming year. Now, is this an all-inclusive list of all the things I am going to pan throughout the year? Hell no, of course not. And like easy things like, say, shampoo or like deodorant, things that are an inevitable, or like soaps. Those are an inevitable that I'm not only going to use up, but I'm going to go through multiples of them quickly and easily because I always do that. Those I did not even attempt to include here because what's the point? We all know I'm going to do those. So no, I picked ones with more intentionality, things that'll take longer, but at the same time I'd like to try to use up in the coming year. But again, it is by no means all-inclusive. We all know there will be tons of other things that I pan throughout the year too. And the other thing is that this is mostly a skincare heavy list. A lot of people do this with makeup. I feel unqualified to try to do a list like that yet, because I don't wear enough makeup on the daily to really feel like I have any kind of a gauge on what I could realistically use up in a year. Maybe next year, like 2024, maybe I'll try and do one of those, depending on how this goes. But for this year, I think I have a pretty good gauge on the things I am including here, and this being a pretty realistic list, while at the same time still having some amount of challenge to it. So, the first thing on here, I actually already had to swap what I originally had written down, because I originally had that EOS Sugar Plum, but I just finished that, so I'm swapping in EOS Cranberry Pear. So, right now, it's about like this. I think that it is absolutely reasonable and doable in a year, because I think we were somewhere like that with Sugar Plum at the start of this year, maybe even higher than that, for all I remember. So this is definitely doable. I might even also do the Aquamarine Mint as well, if I do this one fast enough. I'll see how far I can get on it too, but like, this one for sure I want to do. And in that same vein, the Little Moon Essentials Peppermint Stick that I have been working on and has been my little baby project for quite a while. It's like so far down in there that's like there's so little left. It's definitely doable, but still gonna take a bit, but definitely gonna be in there. But if by some freak fluke occurrence I manage to finish this before the end of this year, then I'll just roll in the Aquamarine Mint and call it a damn day in its place. So then, where is it? Oh, the Illamasqua Hydra Veil, because I have only used this a very, very, very small handful of times, and it's basically still full, and I don't want it to go bad, because it's such a nice product. I didn't mean to drop the little scoop, but it's basically still full. And it smells lovely, and it feels so good on. It's just one of those things where I know how much it costs, and I don't want to waste it, but on the other hand, if I don't use it and I just keep trying to like save it for a rainy day and never use it, it's gonna go bad and therefore have been wasted that way. And I don't want that to happen either. So I'm gonna just start using it as a moisturizer, even though it's like a priming moisturizer. I think I'm probably just gonna use it as a normal moisturizer and just try to get it done. Oh, I still love how much it springs in there. It feels like a spring when you hit it, or like jello inside of it. It just, it's so satisfying. But yeah, I want to use that up because I do not want this expiring. I would feel really bad if it went bad. Similarly, I don't want this to suffer the same fate as that other sunscreen that I had in my skincare fridge for way too long. So this is the Neutrogena Clear Body Breakout Free Oil Free Sunscreen. This has been in there ridiculously long. There is, can I tell in this lighting? I don't know if it's bright enough in here. Yeah, it's not bright enough in here to tell how much there is, but I think it's somewhere around like here. Yeah, I think that's where product is, just going by the tap. But, this really, on paper, should not be that difficult to use up. On paper. In theory. In execution, though, this has been in there for how long and I have still not finished it? Yeah. We're changing that this coming year. I want to use it up before it has a chance to go bad. And I also just, because I'm tired of it, I want to use up the Bliss Rose Gold Rescue Gentle Foaming Cleanser. It's down to like about, where's the, about, I'm trying to line it up with the whole thing on the side, about here. So it still has a fair amount of product left in it. I'm just so over this one, but I mean, there's nothing wrong with it, but I just want to use up and move on to something new. But yeah, there is definitely a freaking metric fuck ton still in there, so it's gonna be a while of chipping away at this one until it's gone. But yeah, this one, definitely kind of hate panning, but I need it used up so I can move on to something else. And then we have a new, albeit smaller, sunscreen that's also in there for my face. The other's for the body, this is for the face. This took the place of the one that went bad, so, because that was also a face one, but this is taking its place, but it's also brand new. It has been freezing cold outside, and I have basically not really gone outside because it's been like 30 out, and I just am not built for that kind of cold, so this hasn't even been opened yet. But it will be as soon as it's like warm enough to justify going outside. I know, some people put it on even if they so much as sit near a window. I will be honest that I don't typically do that. I probably should, but I don't. But I save it for when I actually go outside, but that has not really been a thing lately, so I'll be making an effort when that becomes more of a thing. Also, there's good progress that has happened on this already. The Cottage Greenhouse Pomegranate Rejuvenating Facial Serum. I initially hated this product when I first rolled it in, and I just could not stand it. But I've gotten to where I found a way to make it work for me, and now it's going a hell of a lot faster now that I found a way to do it. And you can see through. It's like here, which is still a lot for a serum. It'll still take me some time, but I at least know it's doable, and it's definitely doable over the next coming year. I don't use this one every single day because my skin can't handle it every day. I have to like alternate it, or like every third day, something like that. But even so, I have been seeing progress on this, but I would like to still just use it up since it's been in there a while. And it'd be nice if I'm gonna have something in there taking up that much of a footprint. It'd be nice if it were something that I can use every day that doesn't overwhelm my skin by using it that much, you know? But I am gonna use that one up. So there's that. And similarly, there's nothing wrong with either of these two products, and honestly I really like them and will probably purchase them again in the future. Just this one in particular is definitely older. This is my newer one of it, but it replaced one that did go bad, so just on concept, I want to use one all the way up before it goes bad. And this one, being older, I want to use up before it goes bad, for sure. But yeah, I get iffy knowing how that other one went. Like, there was a really weird, like, layer that I was like, is that bacteria? And pretty much got to where I was fairly certain it was. This one, it may be the lighting in here. I'm hoping it's the lighting in here, because I don't think this one went off. But if it has, I may have to replace it. And if so, that would suck, because it'll be starting over from literally square one if I do that. But I don't think. I'm trying to hold it up to the light, but it's hard to tell in here. But I'm like, it might be getting there. But so far, it's been... No? Well, I think it might just be the lighting. Lighting's weird in here, but regardless, if it has gone off, I will replace it with another of the same product, because I do like these products a lot. It's more of a matter of concept at this point, that I want to see one used all the way up and not expire. I've only had the one expire before, so it's not like I've gone through multiples. It's not like the Little Moon Essentials thing, where I've gone through like 3 of that one that expired before I ever used one all the way. Well, this is going to be the first one I ever use all the way up if I succeed at it, but yeah, these Yeah, I already said what I'm gonna say. So, where are they? There they are. So although these are two mini products, it does not take very much to do my whole face with one of these. This is the Hey Honey Show Your Glow Colloidal Gold and Honey Mask. It doesn't take much to do the whole face, and for that, I've had 3 of these in my skincare fridge for the longest time. I finally used one all the way up, but it took a really long time, and I still have 2. So I want to use up the 2 if at all possible. It just, again, takes a while because it takes so little to do the whole face, and I don't want to just like waste them for the sake of wasting them, you know? I want to use them organically, but I do want them to get used. So even though they are minis, these may be the only like real true minis in the whole thing. So, well, actually, nah, I take that back. This is a mini, but like everything else, I pretty much went with full sizes of, or at bare minimum travel size. But yeah, these though, because of how long it's taking, they have been rolled in on concept of I want to see them used up. So then, next one is the Burt's Bees Sensitive Toner. This is the second bottle of it because Target sent me a spare by mistake. I had an order where they had to replace an item, but they ended up replacing the entire order, but that meant that I have 2 of this, even though my skin is not the greatest with this. It breaks out every time I use it, but gonna use it up just to use it up. I went through the 1 whole bottle already. This is to like right here, I think. So it's got a ways, and I'm, not thrilled about it, but at the same time, I know it's doable because I already did it with 1, so I can do it again with this one, and then it'll be out. That one I'm not repurchasing. The rose one I would totally repurchase, but that one, no, that one doesn't get along with my skin. So, after that, we have 1, 2, 3 Bath & Body Works body creams, all partially used. They're in various states of partially used. We have the Winter Candy Apple, which is probably somewhere around here. There's not a whole lot left in it, but it is an old tube that needs to be used up. If I don't shake it first before using it, it's like liquid. It is purely out of concept that I want to use this one up, because like when I shake it up it works fine, but it's just like before it has a chance to go all the way off, let's just hurry this up, shall we? Then we have the Sweet Escape Strawberry Picnic. This one's just fine, even though it's ironically older than that one. This one I don't even have to shake, but just, you know, they age differently. But this one, I think this one is about here down, is still full. And my Champagne Toast, which may be the oldest of these 3 actually. Also about right here. So I want to see all 3 of those used up, but especially these 2. Just because I don't want them to spoil. And I do have other older ones that I also need to roll in as soon as any of these roll out to take their places and get them used up too, before they have a chance to go off. Because back when I bought a whole crap ton of those during a semi-annual sale years ago, I didn't know that this type of their body cream has a tendency to spoil after X number of years. Unlike their body lotions, which actually have a much longer shelf life, go figure. I don't know why that is, but it is. So, I mostly buy those little bottles now instead of these, but sometimes I still buy them, but not nearly as many at a time anymore, for obvious reasons. But I'm trying to use up the older ones that are still in usable form. There have been a couple of casualties that had to go out, but mostly they've been okay, but before they have a chance to get any older, it's like, okay, it's time to buckle down and use these bad boys up. I also have this Cella Creme Rose, which just, this isn't even that old, but it's also not even that big of a tube. but it is so highly fragranced, and although it smells really freaking good, and I always get compliments on it anytime I wear it, it gets very headachy very quickly, so I don't tend to want to go out of my way to wear it very often. And I'm very selective about the days that I'm willing to be like, well, I know I'm gonna get a headache from this, and I am okay with that. So, it's one of those things where I'm like, I should probably just get it used up and move on with my life and get this off of my counter. But yeah, so that one is a goal item, just to use it and move on. And then this may be one of my most challenging ones for this year because it's so big and takes so little at a time. But it's the Murad Acne Control Clarifying Cleanser. The big beefy daddy size one of all the ones I had all the little sample sizes that took freaking forever to go through. I finally got through all those. We still have this guy. And this is still largely full. Like, it's probably about where that line is. Yeah. I can't use this every day because it dries my skin out way too freaking much. But I do use it often, and it's still only at about that line, so it's like, oh god. Alright. I will see if I can finish this one up. This one I feel probably the most iffy about whether or not it's even doable, but I'm gonna give it a good go, because I want to try and get this just done and out. I have other acne cleansers I can use, but I'm just hesitating in opening them while I still have this much of this one to go. So, there's that. Whoops, sorry, I didn't mean to hit the tripod. Let's see here. I also have the e.l.f. Gentle Peeling Exfoliant, which it's a shame. The product itself is not bad. I actually like the product inside of it. However, the packaging is bad. The pump died after like 2 uses. No matter what I do, I've even tried cleaning it out. Like, nothing I do fixes this pump. So anytime I go to use it, I have to unscrew it. And I have to, like, dig around with this and kind of just, like, glob it on that way. It is a big hassle. So 9 times out of 10, I just end up reaching for my Saturday Skin Rub-a-Dub Gentle Exfoliating thing instead of this. Takes less of it anyway, but so this continues to just sit there chillin', like, hey, what about me? I was open first, why don't you use me up? So I'm gonna challenge myself to try and use this up in the coming year, because again, I don't want it to go back, because the product itself is fine, it just was really crappy packaging. So, I do have another of this somewhere too, but I'm just worrying about this one bottle for the coming year. Let's see. Then, okay, hold on a second. Okay, so the next one on there, again, this one is not because I dislike it or anything, so I actually love this product, just it's been in my collection for a while, and being as it's like all natural ingredients, I'm like, I should probably use that up and get like a new bottle of it. I don't even know if they still make this or not, because I know when I got this bottle to replace my first bottle, it was like finding a needle in a haystack trying to find this product. So I don't even know. Maybe they've discontinued this, but this is the Shea Moisture Sugarcane Extract and Meadow Foam Seed Silicone-Free Miracle Styler Leave-In Treatment. Freaking love this stuff. This is one of the favorite hair products I have ever used on my hair. If they did discontinue it, I'll be very sad. But I do want to use this up before it has a chance to go bad, because I've been going like this as I've been talking. It kind of coated the inside of it, but it's only down to about here, because this is my, like, replacement bottle for the older one, and I've been kind of precious with it because of how hard it was to find that replacement, but now I'm like, it's been a while and I don't want it to go off, so time to just, you know, use it like a normal human, and if I can find another bottle, cool. If not, there's other hair products in the world to experiment with. So, on a similar note, we have the It's a 10 Silk Express Miracle Silk Smoothing Balm, and this one's down to here. And this one, I believe, was discontinued. So there's only that much left in this, but it only takes a little bit to do my whole hair. But I do still have one more backup bottle of this. I want to at least get through this bottle. Ideally through both, but at least through the one in the coming year. I'm still sad that they discontinued this because this stuff was really good too. So anyway. So then... the e.l.f. Cookies and Dreams Milkshake Overnight Mask. I've had this on my countertop since I reviewed it. It's been used a grand total of once. You can see the outline in there of where the product even all is. So like, I need to get on it with this one. I like this one. It's just one of those things where it's hidden in plain sight on the counter. I really need to make a more conscious effort to start using it. And on that same token, same with this guy. The Freeman Rejuvenating Cucumber and Pink Salt Clay Mask. Also, constantly on my counter. Literally right at the front edge. Where I thought that there is no way in hell I could possibly, like, not see it. Like, I see it every day, but it's hidden in plain sight. And I go right past it every damn time. So, time to be more intentional and try to use it up. I like this one. I like this one a lot. I would even potentially buy it again if I went through it. Excuse me. But, I have several Freeman tubes open. And being clay masks, you know, those are going to harden up if they don't get used. So, my other one that's a clay mask from them right now that's open has, like, maybe this much to go in it, and that one would not even be a challenge to use up. This one is, like, yeah, it's mostly full. I think it's up to about here. Like, just over the green stripe. So I'm like, that one would be a challenge. Doable, but a challenge. So let's see if I can do the thing. And if I do use it up and I do want more, it's an easy one to find. And it's cheap. I think, like, the most I pay for one of those tubes is about $4. So, this is almost the end of the list. So this one, I want to use up and never buy it again because it's terrible. It's the Lester's Pink Glosser. I thought maybe this would be a good product. I did not do any product research on it before buying it. I literally just saw it at the grocery store one week and thought, oh, it's so cute, and it's a glosser, and I should try it. Yeah, if I use this on my hair dry, it just looks like my hair is so greasy that it looks like it's never been washed ever. If I apply it on my hair wet and then blow dry it, A, it takes fucking forever to get it to blow dry, but B, even though it'll have been just washed, it ends up looking really, really dirty within, like, a couple days. When normally I can get, like, a couple more out of a hair wash this part of the year like that. So I'm like, It makes me really not want to use it. Plus, it's so heavily fragrant, so it's basically guaranteed migraine city. So again, I really avoid using it, but I'm like, I didn't spend, like, $8 on this to not use it, so... let's try to chip away at it slowly but surely, but I think if I'm diligent, I think I could potentially do it. It won't be easy, but I think I can do it. I'm thinking maybe the way I'll go about it would be like in time periods like this where I really desperately need to recolor my hair, but haven't done it yet and I'm procrastinating. Times like that where it wouldn't matter so much that I would need to rewash my hair literally after just a couple of days instead of spacing it out further to prolong the color. Yeah, that would probably be the way to go about this. But when it's freshly colored, then it's like, yeah, this will be staying far the fuck away from it those times, but we've seen my track record. I'm not exactly the best at staying on top of the one, so I can use this one more in those time periods. And then finally, the last one, again, not because I dislike it or anything, but just because I want to see myself use one of these up, because I think I could totally do it, it wouldn't even be that hard for me. The Broadway Vitalip Rose Hip Oil Lip Gloss. It's, I think, the fullest one I have currently, and that is exactly why I chose it, because I wanted to give myself a challenge, because most of them are like halfway down already that I have in my collection. This one is still pretty full. So let's tackle the hard one. Like, yeah, it'd be easy to pick one of the ones that's already, like, basically there. Like, no, we're not gonna do cheater ones. Yeah, I have this one that's, like, way down, but that's still gonna take a while. Just like this guy is still gonna take a while. But with the liquid glosses, these go freaking fast, okay? When you, like, zero focus, especially on this brand's liquid glosses, yeah, these take no time at all to really use up if you laser focus on them. I know damn well I can do the thing. I also know I can replace it in 2 seconds if I miss it after I do it. So, yeah, you know what? Screw it. I threw it in because I wanted to have at least one more thing that felt even marginally makeup-ish. Like, yeah, I think I have a grand total of 3 in the whole thing. Everything else is skincare. And I guess technically you could count lip products as skincare too, really, but yeah, that. So, once I get more acquainted with how long it really takes me to properly, like, pan different kinds of makeup, I might start doing plan to pans with makeup too, but currently I have a good read on skincare and how long that takes me, so I think this is my wheelhouse at the moment of what I'm gonna do. In the future, if I get to where I can do makeup ones too, I might do side-by-side projects, do a skincare one and a makeup one. But we're not there yet. We're not there yet. As close to that as we're getting is I think I'm gonna do, in addition to my Lippies of the Week thing, I'm probably gonna do like a pan those eyeshadows, like rolling pan, like eyeshadow bingo type of thing. And maybe like do a set number of uses, because it would take me way too long per color to actually keep them in to, like, actually hit pan. So it'll probably be something like a project 10 uses, project 20 uses, something along those lines. I haven't decided what the usage goal is going to be yet for them, but more on that when I come up with it. But for now, this is my 23 in 2023 plan to pan. Stay tuned. There will be updates throughout the year on how I end up doing with these. I don't know if they'll be monthly or bi-monthly. It's probably more likely that they'll be bi-monthly unless there's just, like, really rockin' progress every month, which I don't foresee being the case. But, you know, if it is, we could do that too, but otherwise it'll probably be every other month, kind of like the skincare fridge thing. But yeah, so hopefully you enjoyed this. If you did, go ahead and give it a like. Click subscribe if you're not already. Are you doing any plan to pan things for 2023? Even if it's not 23 items. That was just me trying to get in on that whole thing of, like, how people did, like, 22 and 2022 thing. Not everyone has to do that many. You can do as many or as few as you like. I just felt ambitious on my first foray into one of these. It could blow up in my face and I do terribly. Could go really well. I even, like, left space on there for if I finish some of these up and want to roll something else in its place to also try to finish throughout the year, I could count it as a bonus on there too. So just, we shall see. But yeah, so leave comments down below about anything at all. Make sure you're following my social media accounts, my Facebook fan page, my Twitter, my Instagram, my eBay, my Reddits, everything and more is all down below. And if you like what I do here on this channel and you'd like to help support it, the donation link, as always, is down in the description. Anyway, guys, until next time, see ya.